Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very special first edition of Comet Cast. My name is Jordan Hill. I'm sitting here with...
Parker Hopson.
And Derek Carskadden.
And today we've got a bunch of really interesting stuff to talk about. First on our list is a story from Derek.
So, the story that I was covering is it's about 14-year-olds spending thousands on streetwear. It's from Vice. Essentially what it is these kids they're waking up really early in the morning and sitting there for hours just to get like a pair of pants or a pair of shoes that no one else can have. And they're paying tons of money for it. One kid said that he paid $12,000 in clothes for the last 2 years. And that's crazy to me. And
spent $12,000 on just his own clothes for the year?
Yeah.
Where is this?
The story is happening in London. And they are lining up for a Russian sportswear line, which is really crazy because I feel like all that they wear is full color tracksuits and gold chains.
Well, tracksuits are definitely in right now.
Definitely are.
I don't know if you ever see the velour tracksuits. Those are hot.
Never seen those. Gucci sandals, those are also really hot.
That's a hot commodity too.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Gucci sandals.
Never seen. They're nice. They're sandals.
I guess I'm just an oddity then. Well, I think it's kind of absurd that they would spend so much money. I mean, are they getting a lot of clothes for $12,000? Are they getting
They're getting a lot of clothes. I mean, I would say that the average amount that they're spending on just any piece of clothing that they can wear is like $200 each. But they're also spending like tons of time waiting in these lines just to maybe get what they want. Because it sells out pretty fast, obviously.
That's
kind
of ridiculous.
I would compare it to the whole sneakerhead thing that we have at our school, because a lot of kids like to collect and trade sneakers, and they compare like how good their sneakers are with each other, and they will stand in line for the new pair of Jordans that comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, what do they pay, like $400 and stuff for
I've
just a
heard
big
that.
pair of sneakers?
There's the one that looks like the radar sneakers that looks like a weather radar.
Does it actually this? It doesn't display the weather, does it?
No.
Because that'd be worth the money.
It's just covered in like weird colors that you would see on a weather radar.
I don't even think I've spent $400 on shoes in my entire life.
Yeah, I never have.
My shoes cost $40.
I got my shoes for free from friends who they don't fit.
That's impressive. See, I wonder if it's a little bit different with sneakerheads, because it's almost as if it's a collectible. And I feel like collectors are slightly different than people who buy new fashionable items just to wear them a couple times until there's a new trend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean like collecting, like they don't wear them at all on their feet, or?
I'm sure they wear them occasionally. See, I wouldn't know. I don't collect much of anything, but
Not even stamps or?
no. I used to collect rocks.
That's really fun.
It was really lame,
That's
actually.
really interesting.
That's
a rare thing to find. You don't find many rocks.
Very rich childhood.
I kept them in a pile in my backyard. I just found all the shiny ones, really. It wasn't much of a rock collection.
Oh, man. But that's really all that I have to say about that. I think it's absurd that they're spending this amount of money on these clothes that are rare.
I think that's crazy. I think that's something like to find so much in your personal life that comes from just clothes. It's kind of insane, I think. The materialism is pretty intense over there, I think, if you're spending that much money on clothes. I do think it's kind of cool. Vice was asking this one guy, they asked if he thought he was being too materialistic, and he said no. He said, my clothes are my versions of iPads, iPhones, and Xboxes that other kids buy, and anyway, they make you look great, which does kind of feel like materialism to me, because I'm not materialistic. I just love my clothes. They're like iPhones and iPads.
It's really hypocritical.
It's pretty much exactly what he said he wasn't doing.
Even so, I feel like I see where he's coming from, though, because, of course, I own a PlayStation 4, and
PS4 gang.
It was expensive, but it was a purchase I was willing to make because, to me, I found that valuable, and I use that fairly often. And I imagine he wears his clothes every day, hopefully.
Yeah, but, like, comparing it to the sneakerheads again, like, these people
Hopefully he's wearing clothes every day.
These people will buy shoes and then wear them once or twice and then leave them in the box and just keep them. And that doesn't make any sense to me because shoes are meant to be worn.
On your feet,
yeah.
of all places, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wouldn't want them on your hands, that's for sure.
No, you wouldn't. But, well, that's just meaning like, it's like buying underwear that's supposed to stay really nice. I mean, it goes on a part of your body that's like
not going to stay nice.
Yeah. It touches the ground, it touches the floor, it's on your feet the whole
They're going to get beat up.
Exactly.
And Parker has a story now about a Cheeto that looks like Harambe.
So what I have here is a revival, almost, of Harambe. So everybody was kind of hoping, at least I was hoping, that Harambe would die out. It's a bit of a...
everybody was hoping Harambe would die out.
It went on for way too long. It's a bit of
a dead meme, as they say. And so on eBay recently, somebody found a Cheeto that looks like Harambe. And I have a picture here, if I can just pull it up.
The picture is absolutely hysterical to me.
I think it looks anything like Harambe.
He pulled a Cheeto out of a flaming hot bag of Cheetos, and it doesn't look like a gorilla, but it looks like kind of the same position of Harambe climbing up the tree.
That's not the astounding part, though. The astounding part is, on eBay, he sold it, and the bids reached up to $100,000.
It was $100,000.
$100,000.
Wow.
For a Cheeto.
Someone's just going to eat that.
I don't think they're going to eat it. I think they're going to frame it.
You can't.
Where are you going to keep
Harambe
it?
Cheeto.
Where are you going to keep a Cheeto for a long period of time?
Frame it and put it on your wall. It gets stale, but that's fine. But what I'm saying is, how long until Harambe is completely gone? I'd say I hadn't heard about Harambe besides this for a while.
The thing is, it's still very alive with adults because they're just now getting it, so they keep trying to make jokes about it.
Harambe reached Facebook.
They're a good 10 months behind kids on the meme timeline. So the adults are really big into Harambe now. I think what's interesting to me. This guy was selling us Harambe Cheeto on eBay, and the bids reached up to like $99,900. But people were retracting their bids, so they weren't paying that much money. The bids just kept going up, and then they would retract the bids, so the bids just kept going up higher. But I don't think anybody really paid that much for it.
Well, what if one person was serious at like $6,000? What if somebody was willing to pay $6,000 for a Harambe Cheeto, and they got cheated out of that because of some jokesters who wanted to put a high bid up there and withdraw it?
There's something to be said about how disappointing it is that they'd be willing to spend $6,000 on a Harambe Cheeto, but I bet you that disappointment is not lost on them.
I mean, if it was like the last flaming hot Cheeto in the world,
and it looked like Harambe, then it would be worth millions of dollars. It would be worth millions of dollars.
That's just a really insane coincidence.
Bill Gates would put his picture up with it as like the new logo for Windows. I mean, that would be the new thing. Like, he would spend all of his money. He'd take all of his money back from charities, buy this Harambe Cheeto, and then he'd be like, "This is our new logo. It's the Harambe Cheeto."
But then if it's the very last Harambe Cheeto in existence, do you eat it because it's the last Flamin' Hot Cheeto?
Oh, absolutely not.
Or do you not eat it
lick it periodically?
No, because then at some point it wouldn't be flaming hot if you just keep licking the Cheeto.
It still has the red coloring.
It'd just be a lukewarm Cheeto.
Yeah, and then it would just be like a crispy piece of
breaded. If you're licking it every day, it wouldn't be crispy.
It would get soggy over time.
I mean, it would get soggy, but then it would dry back up.
The 10-year Cheeto is probably pretty rough to just lick. I mean, I can't imagine I can't imagine you get much out of licking a Cheeto you've been licking for a whole decade.
Realistically,
it's like eating one of those fries that falls in between your seat and your center console in your car.
I can't say that I have experience with that, but you can go ahead and you can explain how that feels.
I've never done it before. I just feel like
amount of internal distress after you eat that French fry.
There has to
You're not going to eat it.
There has to be people that eat the food that falls in between there.
Yeah, maybe like immediately after they drop it if they pick it up.
Yeah.
I think that if it's been there for an extended amount of time, it's instinctively not a good thing to put in your body.
You should hope so, but apparently there's kids spending $12,000 on clothes and $100,000 on Harambe Cheetos, so I guess you never know what people are going to do.
They probably don't have any money left to buy actual food, so they have to resort to eating food between people's car seats.
Yeah,
They're breaking into people's car, stealing their seat fries. You're getting away scot-free.
What are you going to do, report a seat fry stolen? Somebody stole my trash, officer.
I did go through a period of time where I had a banana in my car and I didn't know it, and I found it, and it was gross.
Please tell me you didn't eat it.
I did not eat the banana.
That's really good.
But it was so brown, and it started to like deflate like when a basketball deflates. It looked like that, but in banana form.
I remember my stepmom left a watermelon in the trunk of her car during summer for like a week and didn't realize it.
That's not a good.
Don't cut that thing open.
No. Oh, she didn't. She didn't have to. The car smelled for months.
Oh,
I kid you
good
not. She
Lord.
tried to clean it. She dry cleaned all the stuff in there. She sprayed it. Stunk.
That
it was
might smell
awful.
really good. Watermelon?
No, rotten
Not
watermelon.
Oh, not rotten watermelon.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've had that happen before. It's like if my parents are gone in the summer and I have to go grocery shopping, I've left like a half gallon of milk in the trunk of my car one time during the summer.
You chug it?
No. Oh my God, no. You
That
pick
would
that
kill
you pick
you.
that thing up, the bottom half is solid, the top half is liquid. Oh my God. It's horrible. It's so bad.
Did you open it and
It's a
smell it?
monstrosity. No, you don't open it. You drive it away from your house and you leave it on the street. You don't get rid of it in your house.
It
because
shouldn't
will
go to a
smell for
landfill.
months.
It's
Not
too
only
toxic.
is that littering, that is
No, in a
poor
dumpster.
management of toxic waste.
In a dumpster or something like that.
Oh, on
but
the
like-
road in a dumpster?
Yeah, on the side of the road in a dumpster.
Driving
There's
by a dumpster,
dumpsters
you
out
just
there.
throw it out of the
Somebody
window.
else's trash can or their mailbox.
The world
Oh,
is
their
trash.
mailbox? Now you're getting into a felony.
Okay. I guess the moral of that story is rotten food's not that good.
I think we can all agree that don't eat rotten food or food found between your car seats.
Yes.
And don't buy a Harambe Cheeto, especially for $100,000.
You need to get the number.
I
right,
believe-
Parker. $99,900.
Okay, I'm rounding up. Is it okay to round up?
No.
I think it's okay because it's a rounded number.
The article says 100,000.
It makes it a lot easier.
Chemistry, you have to take sig figs into account.
Yeah. How many
Something like
significant
that.
figures in nine?
Dude, don't forget
I
to
want
do
one-
geometry.
I want one sig
$900.
fig.
There's 3 sig figs.
But I want one.
How many
If
moles?
you want one, that
$100,000.
only makes it $19,000.
How many moles of dollars
So
is that?
that's
they paid for that
19,000?
Harambe
What?
pizza?
I'm good in chemistry.
I doubt that. I think I passed by 0.01.
You
And my
passed
chemistry-
by
The margin I passed my driving test by.
Oh, I did
By that
too.
if you want.
I was 1 point away from failing that.
It
Yeah.
was like 2 points in each category.
You can meet the cast of Comet Cast in the hospital because apparently they're not good at math or driving.
I'm a great driver.
I
You know
believe.
what I'm even better at? I'm an even better Parker.
That's really good.
I hate myself.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, on the subject of driving, we've got some good news and bad news for Mason drivers. Now that the Kings Island Drive work is finally done, they just added a new lane and a new left turn lane for southbound traffic. They're going to be adding new on and off ramps, both north and southbound on I-71. They're going to be extending I-71 by a full lane in both directions as well. They're telling us that they're going to start this construction in April 2017. That's this April, in case you're still confused about what year it is. And construction's not set to be done until the summer of 2019, which is pretty crazy.
I mean, that's going to completely destroy the one of the main entries to Kings Island for 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's 3 seasons of Kings Island Park that's going to be interrupted. But they're saying that the project is going to be managed by the Ohio Department of Transportation, and they're going to be managing traffic similar to how they handled the Kings Island Drive project, how they kind of had another kind of impromptu lane, a kind of an ad hoc lane that you can turn out onto.
So it's being
other roads
run.
from-
It's being run by the state government and not the local government.
Yes, that's the Ohio Department of
Okay, yeah,
Transportation.
because I don't think that the local government would go through with that, considering the amount of revenue that's pulled in.
Well, that's actually
Kings Island.
they're talking a lot about how the project is going to improve mobility and everything like that. They're saying that it's going to improve mobility, it's going to improve safety, and it's going to be eventually very much easier to get to all the business and recreation spots in the area.
I will
So they're
say-
saying it's going to be much easier to get to Kings Island from I-71 after this. It's going to be much easier to get out to other areas of town once they finish this project. And they've even actually had a P&G spokesman has said that they recognize how much it's going to help their employees because they have people who travel from all over the place to get to their locations. So these new lanes are pretty heavily trafficked by P&G employees. So they're saying it's going to be a pretty huge improvement for them to get to and from work.
Well, short term, it's going to be a huge inconvenience, especially for those P&G workers.
Short
that are gonna
term,
take
it's 2 years.
okay.
Yeah.
That's relatively short.
And they're gonna
Medium
go. They're
term.
gonna go over their time period. It's not gonna be done until like 2021. Let's be honest.
The
I don't
Kings
know.
Island finished before expected.
Did it?
Yeah,
I don't remember when they told us they were supposed to be done with that, but
I remember reading it finished mildly early. But the inconvenience for all this construction, I use that exit at least 2, 3, 4 times a month. And so to have to either, will that be accessible at all, or will I have to take a detour?
No. I don't think they're not going to make you detour. They can't ruin that intersection.
But I feel like they're going to shut off a lot of that.
It's going to take
a ton of
forever.
that.
It's a big intersection.
Because, I mean...
think about the number of people who, even at our high school, who work at Kings Island that get there from over on the Mason High School side of Kings Island Drive that are going to be crossing over there. All that construction and all those cars stopped up and taking different ways it's going to be getting in the way.
I mean, I do think that it does need to be made safer because in my summer of driving for Jimmy John's, I did see at least 2 car crashes that occurred on that road.
There are accidents there.
And it is terrible.
Oh, I can only imagine how many people will just cut other people off because they have no idea what's going on with
Yeah, no turn signals. That's the one thing that bothers me.
I need to be in the far right lane, and I'm in the far left lane right now.
Yeah. Quadruple lane change.
Is there anyone else on this road? I don't think so.
Good luck, everyone. Here we go.
Motorcycles aren't cars.
Oh, man.
Traffic is for cars.
Some interesting things that are happening around the school. The Mason boys varsity basketball team is playing at Princeton High School on Tuesday, February 14th. That's at 7:30. And in case you didn't know, that's also Valentine's Day.
So if you don't have a date on Valentine's Day, you might as well go to the basketball game. That's where a lot of single people will
Maybe
be.
a lot of lonely hearts there.
Yeah, absolutely. Friday, February the 17th at 7:30 as well. They're playing at Sycamore High School. And the girls varsity basketball team is playing at Sycamore High School February 11th at 2 p.m. That's our special Live for Liz game. It's for a great cause. A lot of money is being donated to cancer research for that game. So if you have the opportunity, try to make an appearance.
Great cause. Buy a t-shirt. Go to the game. Have a good time.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be
Basketball is a sport. It's good.
Thank you, everybody. That was this has been our first installment of Comet Cast. We would like to thank all of you for dropping in with your ears this week.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for enjoying our voices. And
tune in next week.
Tune in
we
next
talk
time
about
for
cantaloupes.
More jokes that have to be repeated.
Cantaloupes next week? That's
Cantaloupes are
spicy.
Cantaloupes are not spicy. That's really good. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.